Hello, and welcome again to another edition of The Voice Crying in the Wilderness, number 80. Today's subject is the abomination, the pig. I'm going to start in Matthew chapter 8, verse 28. The Gardenian demonic is healed. And when Jesus was come to the other side, into the country of the Gardesians, there met him two possessed with devils or demons, coming out of the tombs with exceeding force, so that no man might pass by that way. No man could bind them, no, not with chains, because he had often been bound in shackles and chains, and he plucked asunder, or plucked apart, pulled apart, or broke them, and neither could any man tame him. And always, day and night, he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones. But when he saw Jesus from afar off, he ran and worshipped him, and cried with a loud voice, and said, "What have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of the Most High God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? I adjure thee by God that thou torment us not." And there was a good way off a herd of many swine feeding on the mountains, numbering in the thousands. And Jesus said unto the evil spirits, "Come out of the man, thou unclean spirits." And Jesus asked him, "What is thy name?" And the spirit answered, saying, "My name is Legion, for we are many." And the spirit begged Jesus much that he would not send them away out of the country, but that he would send them into the swine, that we may enter into them. And forthwith Jesus gave them permission to leave, and the unclean spirits went out and entered into the swine. And the herd ran down violently down a steep cliff and down into the sea, and they were drowned. About 2,000 were drowned in the sea. And they that fed the swine, fled and told it in the city and in the country, and they all went out to see what had been done. And then they came to Jesus, and seeing him that was possessed with the demons, and who had the legion, was sitting and clothed at his and in his right mind, at the feet of Jesus. And they were all afraid, and they that saw it told all of how it had happened to him that was possessed, and also all concerning the swine. And they began to plead with Jesus to depart from their regions. And when Jesus had come into the ship, he that had been possessed pleaded that he might follow Jesus. And Jesus suffered him not to come, but said to him, "Go home to thy friends and tell them how great things the Lord had done for thee, and hath had compassion on thee. So let's go back and look at all of these pigs in which were killed. The story must have taken place in a Gentile country due to the fact that the pigs are unclean to the Jews under the Mosaic law. Leviticus 11, verse 7, the swine, though he be divideth at the hoof, and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you, meaning to the Jews. It is suggested that these pigs were being kept illegally by the Jews who were living in the Gentile region. But regardless, it is a substantial food source in which was lost. Now, the demons in which had entered the man caused them to commit all sorts of evil acts, crying and cutting, all attacks from Satan, and dwelling amongst the tombs, signifying death and torment of hell. It is written that in about 175 BC, Antioch Epiphanes IV was a Syrian king who was under the succession of Alexander the Great, who sought to force the Greek customs on the Jews by imposing Hellenism and to create an empire by culture. And a huge core of the Jews became Hellenized. And with this, Antioch Epiphanes demised a plan to wipe out the Jews and their religion forever. So he turned the temple of Jerusalem into a Greek temple, a temple to Zeus. And when the Jews rejected this, this was the beginning of religious persecution. The worship of God was forbidden, and the Jews were forced to worship other gods. And Antioch sent Apollonius in 167 BC to destroy Jerusalem. And they caused the Jewish worship to stop and conformed all to Hellenism and worship the consecrated god Zeus, and to make worship of himself worldwide. Then Antioch Epiphanes erected a statue of Zeus in the temple of God, and upon the altar he desecrated the temple by sacrificing a pig on the altar, in which was the abomination of desolation, due to the fact that no one would worship there anymore. Just as it reads in the abomination that makes desolate, as spoken of in Daniel chapter 9 and in Matthew chapter 24. These demons in which were in the men asked to be sent into the pigs that they may enter into them, as these same spirits or demons are the spirits of the giants in which cannot return to God due to the wickedness of the angels. Evil spirits will remain on the earth, and on the earth they shall be, searching for willing vessels in which they can enter and corrupt and torment. The kill, steal, and destroy is all they did while alive, and all they do as dead spirits, evil spirits. They roam the earth as lions, seeking whom they may devour. They ask to be sent into the pigs not knowing or thinking that Jesus would command the pigs to go over the cliff and they would be killed. But Jesus commanded the pigs to go into the sea, the abyss, the place of no return, and trapped an unclean spirit, trapped in an unclean animal, the pig. Jesus is marvelous. Trapped them with no escape. Jesus also got rid of a lot of unclean food, about 2,000 pigs. Now the herdsmen were very angry and upset to lose 2,000 pigs. They were worried about the pigs and never saw the deliverance of these men. All about the economy, not about the people, just as today. It's got to be God or your possessions. Love God and lose the possessions and gain wealth through wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Those things in which we should be praying for. And all other things will be added. Pray for what you don't have, in which are wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and we will receive all the rest. Because he said, meaning Jesus, meaning God, meaning the Father, meaning the Creator of all things, will add all these things unto you. Because the Father knows what you're going to ask for before you even ask for it. Ask for the knowledge to get what you want and the understanding of the concepts. Is it for selfish gain? Is it in the will of God? You have to understand the concepts of what you want and the wisdom to keep what God gives you. And praise God for his giving. Try to be content. Roof, car, job, food, water, peace, love. Put your trust in God and give you what you need, not what you want. Because what you want is not always the best or not in the will of God for you. So God sets the captives free and takes away their wealth. God's power over human resources. And then the herdsmen of the pigs pleaded with Jesus to leave their region. Let's look at this legion guy, or legions, in which asked Jesus, "What have we to do with thee?" They reacted to Jesus as if he had intruded into their realm. Meaning, what is there in common between us? As the reference to Jesus as the Son of God, meaning that the demons were fully aware of who Jesus was. And their question concerning being tormented before their time or the time also indicates that they knew why Jesus had came to the earth. Notice that also Jesus got rid of the whole herd of pigs. They all perished. The whole herd. But the men were delivered and at the feet of Jesus praising him when they returned. Jesus commanded that the demons come out due to the love of mankind. Jesus simply granted the demon's request because of his all-knowing and sovereignty, and only he can outsmart a deceiver or the deceiver by always being a million steps ahead of him. The spiritual principle in these that are deliberately disobedient deprive themselves of divine protection and place themselves at the mercy of the spiritual forces of evil, in which kill, steal, and destroy. That's all they do. Thank you.